Death Arcana by Crypta. So, one of the things that's coming to mind on this song for me is it's quite possible that this may turn out to be a gateway drug for me to go from thrash to black metal. I enjoyed this song a lot. And what do I want to say about it? I'm just going to dig into the riffs and discuss those. So let's look at the riffs starting. Oh, and before I dig into the riffs, there's 5 tab sheets, and I'll space them equally throughout the narrative. So if you want, just go through and screen print them if you want to hear a discussion about any particular measures or riffs. So the riff at 0 seconds to 11.5. What was interesting for me on this riff is, thinking back, I think I had to really start slow on it and build up. And I don't know, what would you call it? Phrasing? The phrasing was different. Kind of just the spaces and the punctuations and the speed at which you're going to be moving around between frets was just different than thrash. So as I was trying to get the phrasing and muscle memory kind of built up a little bit, I remember feeling really kind of mentally taxed, kind of like I was doing a jigsaw puzzle. And I was like, it's gotta be because it's a different genre. It's not my typical thrash that I'm doing. So that's really what stood out on that riff from 0 to 11.5 seconds is phrasing, what was quite unique. Also the consistency of them being able to execute the artificial harmonic. In thrash, the harmonics are just, lightly sprinkled into some songs. Unless it's prong, then prong will make a rhythm out of it. So I'm looking through at the other riffs, and the tremolo picking is standing out to me. And that tremolo picking starts off at 32 seconds to 37 seconds. And as most of you are probably aware, tremolo picking isn't a thrash technique. It's it's really a black metal, death metal technique. And I saw it in Napalm Death, and they kind of, I don't know, what were they called? Grindcore back in the day, who knows? Maybe I'm trying to name things that it's unnecessary to throw these labels on them. So what stood out to me on the tremolo picking is 2 things. One, it's obviously genre related, and 2 is it's really hard to count it, and I doubt that even the artists themselves are counting. I think it's just a play by feel, and if you're kind of building up your chops on it, know that it's going to sound like crap, and it's not even going to sound anywhere similar for a while until you get in the pocket with it. When I first started working on it, it's like, maybe I wouldn't even have believed that it was the correct tab for it, but I was confident that it was, because when I transcribed it, I had slowed the song down and was able to go, okay, yes, it's the 2nd fret, it's going to the 5th fret, it's going to the 1st fret. And so I knew that the fretting was correct. It was just that it was going to take some time to get the right hand fluidity and the feel for it to actually sound right. So that's kind of what stands out in the tremolo picking. And before I kind of scroll through and look for any other riffs to talk about, another nice thing about this, or a nice thing about this song, is the riffs repeat. And I like that because especially when you've got a song that's challenging and you've got to build up your tempo on it and kind of work on your chops, is when the riffs repeat, you get instant traction. So as soon as you learn that riff and you get to play it again in the middle and towards the end of the song, it's like you just gained another 30, 45 seconds or whatever the length is going to be to get you to the end. So now I'm going to go through and see if there's some riffs that stand out. Oh yeah. Okay, so there's a riff that kicks in at 1 minute and 36 seconds and ends at, it looks like 1 minute and 48. This one made me go back to the drawing board. I was gonna try to record, or I was trying to record some passes on this song, and when I get to hear it was just sloppy as hell. And you know, sometimes you like to tell yourself, well, you know, if I take another take or two and another run at it, I'll get it. But no, this is one where if you're sloppy, play it slow. Play it slow to build in the memory, the muscle memory. And so that's what I had to do. I had to take it at, I don't know, maybe 60% of speed, 75%, 80%. An interesting thing when you're building up your speed, I find more often than not, if you can get up to 80% speed and play it with clarity and be pretty clean on your attack, you're right there at full speed. It's kind of the jump from 80% to 100% is usually pretty minor. So, you know, as soon as you hit 80, know that it's just a matter of time, and it's probably not going to be that much more time for you to be able to play it at full tempo and play it clean. So I'm going to scroll down, and well, this riff is repeating, but it's reminding me of something I can talk about. At a minute 47 to a minute 57, you've got the harmonic power chords, basically, where you've got one finger on the A string and one finger on the G. And actually, it's not this one. It's earlier on, but the song itself is kind of built around this kind of harmonic power chord. And one thing I found challenging is they were really making some slides long distances around the fretboard. I think maybe from the 5-7 down to somewhere around the 12th fret. I don't have it right in front of me, but that's a lot of real estate on the fretboard that you're moving, and it took me a while to get consistent with my landing on the correct fret. I think we get accustomed to doing things like maybe skipping 2 frets, you know, from the power chord from the 3rd and 5th to the 5th and 7th. I mean, we could probably do that in our sleep. But when you're jumping to maybe an odd number opposed to maybe 2 frets, now maybe you're doing 5 frets, that's not something that's typical. And that was another challenge of this song, was moving a lot of real estate, and it might have been an odd number if I remember correctly. Looking through here, looking for anything else that should be talked about. You know, I'm just going to point one thing out that was fun. So if you're working on this song and it's kind of pushing you above your abilities and you might be thinking of quitting it, go in and try to make the first riff you learn 2 minutes 29 seconds to about the 3 minute and 2 second mark. Nothing too challenging on this one, but man, it's fun. It's kind of a banger. So yeah, work on that section. Actually, 2 minutes 29 seconds to roughly 3 minutes and 32 seconds. Treat yourself to that section if the rest of the song is a little bit discouraging to you. You'll enjoy that. Yeah, that's pretty much the main riff for the rhythm. I guess I'll say a little bit about the solo. I I transcribed this song watching Tina, I believe is her name, doing her playthrough, and I'm like, maybe I can do the solo. And I transcribed about 85% of it, and spent days working up to speed on one of the kind of muted runs that she had done on there. And then one day I'm like, I've had enough. So I quit. And I guess there's maybe two morals to that story. One is you ain't ever gonna learn it if you quit, and then two, sometimes you do need to put down the guitar. Go take care of some other stuff that you need to get done around the house. Um, so I think that's about it on the narrative. I hope you guys enjoy the song. Have a good one.